WNST is Baltimore's local sports talk station with a local feel from start to finish. A lot of radio stations are in big, gigantic buildings with 9,000 stations and guys running around with ties making decisions on what to say, when to say it, how to say it, but not at WNST. Here's the WNST studio. It's just a house. And this is where it all happens. Right there. Our tower. See this big, gigantic tower right there? Whoa, is that big? Except that's not WNST's tower. This is WNST's tower. WNST, the big guys. Let's go inside and see what's happening at WNST. Bob Haynie, brought to you by Bud Light. Bob Haynie Show.
Brought to you by Bud Light, hour number 3 of the program for you on this Tuesday, Baltimore, Maryland. Casey Willett, Aaron Wilson, live from McDaniel College with Ravens training camp reports. We'll have one in about 10 minutes, as a matter of fact. Stay tuned for that. Just tuning in, Kelly Gregg. Thigh contusion, apparently. Had ice on the knee and the thigh. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. Left under his own power. So right now it doesn't appear to be serious. I'm not even going to try to speculate on what happened. I will say, though, just to get people fired up, 2001, our Ravens training camp reporter at that time was Josh Hummel. Jamal Lewis hurt his knee, looked like he was okay, so it's fine. 6 hours later, done for the season. So we're not saying that, so don't get uptight.
Don't say that. I was in here the day Dan Cody went down, too.
That's right. Hey, man, you are schlep rocking the Ravens, by the way. But
no way, man.
Kelly Gregg, very important to the team, obviously, but ice on the knee. We're not even going to try to get into what exactly is wrong with him. Prescott Burgess, who had the hit of the day yesterday at Ravens camp.
Billick has them hit.
Well, he told, or Ray Lewis actually pulled Burgess aside, apparently, and said, let's tone it down a couple of notches here. You want to make an impression. I guess that's where you're a rock in a hard place if you're a young player. I mean, you want to let the coaches know you're here, you're ready to play football, but then again, you don't want to knock your starting tailback out the first practice of the session. But Prescott Burgess' stomach ailment had to leave. Mark Clayton back on the field, abscess in his finger. And according to Mark Clayton, this was due to the fact that he bites his fingernails.
I bite my fingernails. I don't know what that is.
So what is that big pussy thing on that?
I mean, it's just nervous. You know, hey, is Demetrius Williams? He's going to have a big year this year.
I don't know, big year, but he's going to have. He'll be a productive member, hopefully, of the receiving corps.
Member, that guy's good.
I mean, I don't think he's going to be Jerry Rice, but maybe 45 catches, 800 yards, maybe 5 touchdowns. That would be nice to see.
That would be great to see.
That would be nice. Mark Clayton, we just talked about him. This is a guy that obviously...
Mason's back.
Mason's here, veteran player. And, Mason's a guy that's been disgruntled with his role at times, but as a veteran performer who wants the elusive championship ring,
yes.
I think he'll do what's best for the team. So far, so good, Ravens camp. But, Ogden on the PUP, along with Mike Smith and Dan Cody, who you just mentioned, and Justin Green.
So what does that mean? So what's his name? Jared Johnson out there for all the plays again?
Yeah, well, he's
a great utility guy. I like that guy.
Well, he's more than a utility guy this year because the Ravens are going to have to replace Dallas Thomas. And Jared Johnson's going to be one of the guys.
What do you think of that?
30 years old. In my opinion, I've said it before, he was the best Ravens defensive player for the last couple of seasons. He wanted to get paid. He was out of the Ravens' price range. And I think the Ravens also looked at this upcoming season, getting Terrell Suggs signed to a long-term deal. So they had to put their money one way or another.
But that's a loss that could hurt them.
And look, the Ravens have lost defensive players before. Look, losing at Dallas Thomas doesn't mean the Ravens are going to plummet to 22nd in the league in defense.
No.
They might not be number 1, but they'll be in the top 5. Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Bart Scott, Kelly Gregg,
Chris McAllister.
There's still some Trevor Price. They've got some guys.
Clemson grad, Trevor Price, ACC player.
That is correct.
I know that because I don't sleep at night.
He's Jimmie Patsos. He's head basketball coach at Loyola College. All right, real quick, what do your players do in the off season because of NCAA rules? You have limited contact with them.
Yeah,
How do they stay prepared for an upcoming season?
Well, we're lucky we're in Baltimore. They go down to Carmelo's gym a lot and play. Gerald Brown and those guys go down there and play a lot. Gerald Brown's the third leading returning scorer in the country, so he's looking to try and defend that top 5 scoring. We've had him and Andre Collins. He goes and plays down. A lot of guys come to our place to play. Like we have camp right now. Juan Dixon and myself have camp. So we'll have kids coming in to play. Sam Cassell's come in the past, Mike King, Shanta Rogers, Mark Karcher.
All Baltimore guys.
Baltimore guys, they come up and those guys play a lot.
I saw Karcher
really
was
good.
playing in the summer league for, I can't remember what team, but he was out
he
there
always
playing
seems to get picked up for the summer league and then goes to Europe and makes the real money. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Europe, they're making anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million a year. So, Drew Nicholas made $900,000 last year.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, so that's why he stays there. You know, like Andre Collins made 125. He's going to make 200 this year. Europe's evolving into a very nice place.
Sarunas was making over $1 million.
Yeah, and he married Miss Israel too. So yeah, he did really well. So good for him.
Now he's waving a towel in Golden State, but you give me $3
That's
million a
okay,
year,
Gary,
I'll wave a towel till my arm flies
That's
out of
right.
the
If I was
socket.
married to Miss Israel, me and Gary Williams always said it's a balance. Life's a balance.
All right, let's talk about your team. And in the MAC this year, I would assume you're going to be one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win the league.
I think Siena will be the favorite. The MAC is getting a lot of attention. Jared Jordan got drafted by the LA Clippers.
Right.
Gerald Brown is getting looked at, and Jason Thompson from Ryder is on everybody's draft list. He's a 6'10" guy, reminds you of Vin Baker before he started drinking. Seriously, he was
The Vin Baker that could play.
The Vin Baker that was
Out
very
of
versatile.
Hartford.
Well, I'd say that Vin Baker's. He was very versatile. He was almost Magic Johnson, like, until he started drinking, then he just couldn't.
He was a poor man's Kevin Garnett.
Yes, that's why I mean.
Yeah.
This guy, Jason Thompson's like that. Jared Jordan got drafted. He's going to make the Clippers, I hear, and that's exciting for us. We have a very tough schedule, and I think when you have a good team, you have to try and be a challenging schedule. We'll be picked in the top 3 or 4, but the league's up for grabs. And Joe DelBalso, who's an assistant commissioner at the MAC and now is our sports information director, assistant athletic director, is going to talk to you guys about scheduling. Joe's been doing scheduling for a long time, Joe.
Joe, welcome to the show, as always.
Thanks, Bob. Pleasure to be here again.
All right, now your non-conference schedule, looking at this, is a schedule that, say, Georgetown in years gone by would try to avoid.
Yeah, no question.
I see no Hawaii Loas or St. Louis Obispos on this thing here, but just to throw out a couple of majors, and we're talking majors, at Kansas, Joe, I would assume top 3 maybe.
Probably.
Preseason in the country, and at Illinois with Bruce Weber, always, and very tough, very tough.
Another
at
NCAA
home.
team,
Yeah.
yep.
So tell us about the non-conference schedule, and obviously money certainly is a role here, plays a role, but very ambitious to say the least.
Those would be the top 2, and then when you count, we're going to go play at the University of Dayton, which is where they hold the NCAA opening round game every year. They got a 12,000 seat facility, and we're going to go play there December 22nd before Christmas.
That will be full, right?
Which the building will be full, and it'll be a real challenge for us. And then we're participating in the first year of the Philly Classic, which is an event that we're going to get a game against Penn at home on a Sunday afternoon on November 11th. We're going to go to Seton Hall, another high major team.
Big East team.
And then we're going to end up with playing 2 games in the Palestra. An interesting fact, 98th year of Loyola basketball, never has Loyola men's team played at the Palestra.
Which is, I guess, the Durham of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
The Cameron Indoor Stadium. Because I've been there, and it's a very intimate gym, and certainly with a lot of history. Fellas, hang tight, because you hear the music. You know what that means. So we'll get back to Joe and Jimmie Patsos. Wrap it up with them in a few minutes. But